Beading on a net fabric, whether it's skin mesh, illusion mesh, or just normal net fabric, it's very tricky and dicey. In this tutorial, I'm going to be giving you some rules and hacks that will help you. Let me use this opportunity to remind you that beading is easy. My name is Sefin. Let's jump in. Rule number one, if you can avoid it, please don't tie on the nets. If you can avoid it, right? So there are times where you have to tie on the net, but please, if you can avoid it, tie on the corset or on the blouse. So what I'm doing right here is that I'm tying on the closest point to the net. So I tied on the fabric right here, and I'm going to be walking whatever I'm going to do from that point into the net. So I tied it on the fabric and then put the beads I wanted to put inside, then I ran it into the net. Now, when you are beading the net, always make sure you hold the net, like stretch it out. Don't allow the net to, fall or squeeze up in any way. I don't know how to explain it. So let me show you. Pick the bead right here and then put my hand into the back for support. Make sure you always give it that support at the back, or spread the fabric out so that you can actually sew it exactly where you want to sew it on. So I just put my hand back that way and give it a support. That support at the back is supposed to give it a sense of direction. Now, if you look at this dress clearly, you can even see that it looks like what is already squeezing up a little bit on the neck area. Can you see it? So it's very, very important to pay attention to how you actually attach it, so it doesn't just squeeze up and look tacky. So of course I'm giving you support again, and then I'll pull it right there. That support is not just, it's actually to hold the net properly, let it spread out like it is on someone's body, and then you attach it. Now, the only other way we can do this thing without actually giving it support from the back is by beading directly on the body of the owner of the dress. That means this net has already stayed the way it wants to stay on the person's body, so you don't need to actually adjust and readjust. But because we're not doing it on the person's body, we're doing it on a mannequin, we have to always give that support, as you can see. So hold it right there, stretch it out a little bit, and then we're just going to bring it out. So this is how I'm going to continue doing it. The beading pattern I'm going to be using for this particular is the 3-3 pattern, but now I've been doing 3 since, that's why I just did it straight up. Now I'm going to make it 4. So what I'm going to do is that because it's 4, it may just dangle down, so I will take the thread back to the thread and then bring it out where the 2 is. Let me zoom it closer so that you have a closer look of what I'm talking about. So I put 4 crystal beads right there, and next thing I'm going to do is, instead of putting the needle in front, I put it in front and then take it backward instead of forward. Now, having taken it backward, I'll then put the needle through the last 2 beads. Remember, I put 4 beads. So the next thing to do is take it back and then pass the needle back again through the last 2 beads. That way it stays put, it stays strong, and it doesn't shift. So let's take a closer look again at what I did. So look very closely. So we're going to put 4 right there, and then we'll put the needle in to the back, bring it out, and then pass the needle through the last 2, and that's it. Remember, I said tie on the fabric, so we're running this needle now back into the fabric towards this brownish area. So that's where I brought it out right there, as you can see, and then just right there, you see that, and then I'll just tie right there. It is safer and better to tie there, but like I said, just in case you don't have any other place to tie, you can tie the mesh. But if you have any connection or any way you can tie on the fabric body instead of the net, do well to tie it. One thing to notice, please always try to use invisible thread when you are beading on anything net at all. Now, there are cases where you may actually have to bead with thread, but it is preferable to bead with invisible thread. I finished it up, and this is what I have right here. I also beaded on the sleeves as well, but I did fringes this time around. No, I didn't use invisible thread. Let me show you how I fixed these fringes on the sleeves, even though it was in net. So this right here is the empty net. So what we're going to do now is to identify the portion we're going to be fixing the bead. That's the portion right there. The next thing we're going to do is to just turn this thing to the back. Yes. So the same portion, turn it to the back, and then we're going to get the thread and we're going to tie this thread at the back. Please, when you are picking the thread, you know this net has holes, so make sure you don't pick more than 3 holes. It should be 2, but maybe 3. If you make it more than 3, it's going to bulge and it's going to gather the material and squeeze it a little bit. So don't do that, so you don't squeeze up the fabric. So tied it right there. 2 times is enough. Please don't tie more than twice. If not, your thread is going to show and it's going to bulge. So make sure you do it. Then bring out the needle from that point to the front. So now you've tied it at the back, you're going to bring the needle out to the front. So that's it. Now after that, pick your beads and start fixing it. In this case, we're doing 4 green crystal beads and 1 droplet bead. We're using size 6 crystal for this. We're going to be putting the droplet into the needle right now, and then we'll just pull it downward. Now the next thing to do is to shift the droplet downward a little bit and put the needle through all the crystal beads. Just put it through all 4 of them, bring it out. And having brought it out, we're going to take the needle back into where we took it out from in the first place. Make sure you put it back in that place. So I'm putting it back right there. We're taking it to the back, and then we'll tie again where we tied the first time. So watch closely how we're going to be tying. This is what it looks like in front, and then we take it to the back and tie. Make sure you pull it tight. So I'm going to take it right there. You see what I did? And then put the needle into the thread and just pull. Do it a second time. Take it in. Make sure you don't pick so much. In fact, I prefer you pick the thread you had tied the first time. So that's a safer way to do it. And then you tie. That's about it. Feel free to tie the third time if you're not comfortable, but I think this one is okay. I picked a scissors, cut off the thread, and this right here is what it looks like by the time I finished all of it. So I did several of it. I don't even know how many, but I did for both sleeves, and there were about maybe 10 or 15. That is it for this dress. Let's jump into the next. In the spirit of sleeves, we're going to be showing you how to fix studs on the sleeve to make it look like that's how the fabric was originally made. Remember, you're beading on net, so you really need to be careful. I'm tying it right now. I'm using a white thread so that you can see what I'm doing very clearly, and that's the stone we're going to be using. We're going to be using this size of stone, and we're also going to be using stud as well. This right here is the stud we're going to be using. Please go back. So I tied it right there, so I'm going to be placing it right there. Pull. Make sure in all you do, you pull. So I'm putting the needle into the fabric and just bringing it out like that, and then I'll pass my needle into the back holes. This stone has 4 holes, 2 at the back, 2 in front. So I'm going to pass it through the 2 back holes, pass it through that side and bring it out on the other side and pull. Make sure you pull it so it's very, very tight, but not tension the fabric. So I'll put my needle back through the fabric and bring it out again through the back. Make sure you don't bring it out in front of the stone. Make sure everything is under or behind the stone, so that by the time you're done, it will look neat and beautiful. I'll do that and I'll bring out the needle again. So I'm done with the back, so I'll go ahead and do the front one and repeat the same process. For this kind of stone, I'll recommend 3 times each at least. So you can do 4. 5 is a bit too much, but 3 times each. So 3 at the back, 3 in front. So when I finish, I turn this upside down and I'll just pick one of the thread like that, put my needle through one of the thread, run my needle into the thread like this and pull. That's it. Do that a minimum of 2 to 3 times, and by the time you're done, that's it for that thread. That's it. So this is what it looks like at the back, and by the time I turn it, this is what it looks like in front. Can you see that it looks like you just gummed it? That's exactly what I want to achieve. So I'll go ahead and do that for this smaller stone, which is a stud, so that you see what I'm talking about. So I did the same method of tying. I just put my needle in between the thread that way and pull. But if you look very closely, you see that there's a little bit of thread hanging. We can't afford that because what we're dealing with is stud. So I just cut it off right there, and then I'll pull the thread a bit to make sure it doesn't loosen out, to make sure that stays. So I pick the stud there, run my needle into the stud, pull it down and just place it down. Pinch the fabric a little bit. Remember that we're using something very, very small, so you pinch the fabric, don't just run it widely. So when you do the first one, as you can see, the stud is tilted a little bit, so use your hand to adjust it to make sure it's sitting flat, and then you do that again. I would recommend you do this on the opposite hole so that it can stay put very, very flat. So by the time we do that, bring out the needle at the back of the fabric. I did it just twice. Can you see that it's sitting flat? That's it. So by the time I turned the fabric, what I did to make it steady and strong is that I picked the needle and I'll just put it like this from the back through one of the holes. So I'll just put it in right there and bring it out. That's it. So by the time I bring it out, I'm sure it has stayed as strong as I want it. So just put the needle into one of the thread that you can see right there, like I did before. Put your needle into that way and pull. Do it twice or three times and then you cut it off. Now this thing looks a little bit tangled. I'll show you what I mean. By the time you put it, you'd see that it kind of tangled a little bit and it didn't come up. And it's okay. Either you tie it one more time or just get your scissors and cut it off. And that's it. By the time you're done, this is what it look like. So this is the front. This is what it looks like. I saying it's invisible, and this right here is the second one. I did it on a whole seam and it looked like it's a fabric that was already made, but this was what we did for this particular fabric. We attached every single stone you're seeing here and it looks like it's a fabric. Let's jump into the next outfit. This right here is similar to the first dress, and the first thing to do is to outline the areas you want to bead. What you're seeing right here is that we're using the fabric pencil to just draw the lines that we want to create out of it. So feel free to create whatever pattern you want to create on your outfit, and then by the time you're done creating all the patterns, you can now go ahead to bead along those lines to create what you want. So for me right there, everywhere I'm drawing the lines on at the place I'm going to bead. There's some place I ended up not beading, by the way, but yeah. So I actually did the other side as well, just to make sure the both sides match. If you want to create design that does not match as well, it's totally up to you. So let's just jump in to start beading. This is the size 4 crystal beads in the cone shape, and that's what we're going to be using for this dress. So we're going to be using that needle right there, the beading needle, and then invisible thread, of course. Put your needle in and tie. Remember I said we should avoid tying on the net itself, so we're going to tie on the body area and then work our needle into the net area and start beading. Pick out 4 and put it into your needle. After you've taken 4 beads into your needle right there, the way I just did it right now is the easiest way. We'll just push the beads downward on the line we had drawn. Put your needle in front of the bead like that, and then bring out the needle somewhere in middle, just like that. So we just brought it out in middle right there, and we're going to be arranging the bead to make sure it sits well and not tangle, because the visible thread, if you give it chance, it'll just tangle. It's very dramatic. Anyways, brought it down there, and then we're going to be putting the needle through the last 2 beads. So we had 4, so you put your needle through the last 2 that were in front and use your hand to adjust it, and that's it. We're going to pick another 4 right there, and then we're going to be dropping the beads again, and we're going to put in the needle into the, like, in front of the beads, bring it out in middle again. But this time around, instead of taking it forward, we're going to take it backward, because we don't intend to make the line go forward. That's where we want it to stop. So we're going to be taking the needle right here, instead of forward like we did the first time, we'll just bring it backward so that it can come back all the way into the fabric, or all the way into where we originally started from, because that's what we're going to tie. That way we are not going to be dealing with, thread at the back or tying at the back and all of that. It's just a way to just avoid it and make your work neat and seamless. So now we're going to be bringing the thread, the last one, put the needle in and take it all the way down to the fabric, and then that's where we're going to end up tying it. So I'll put it one last time, and then we just drive it into the fabric right there and just bring it out right there, and then we're going to go ahead and tie. So now that we're done, this right here is what it looks like, straight and very much in place the way we want it to be. So that same needle will just push it and let it travel so that it would start where that second line had started out. So instead of tying and cutting off, we'll just keep moving the needle until we got to the portion where we're going to now create the second line, which is what we have right here. So I'll just bring out the needle just in front of where that line is supposed to start, and then I'll go ahead and pick my beads and repeat the process. So I'll go ahead and take 4 beads as usual, Now that we're finished doing this, we're going to be taking the needle and passing it through the other line. So these are the ones that we have done so far, both of them. So it looks like, so we'll do it all the way to that side to fill out everywhere up to this side as well. Just the same method, however it is you want to do. So this is what I've done so far. And this is the finished work right here. Sorry, it's not so clear. And we're always in a hurry to deliver, so sometimes getting clear pictures is a hassle. But yes, we're able to get this one. This is all the clips we could get. Let's jump straight into the next. For this next design, we're going to be using the straw bead. For the other ones that we did, we used more of crystals and stone. But this time around, we're also going to be using a stud, but we'll also use the straw bead with it as well. This is what we want to achieve, and this is this one we're beading it. However, I notice it's not so clear, so I'm going to take it to a tambo hoop so that you understand better what I did here. This is the pie bead and this is the stud as well. Let's jump in. Remember that initially I said you should avoid tying on the net fabric. However, there are cases where you cannot avoid it. So this particular tutorial is to teach you how to bead on a net or an illusion mesh in such a way that you tie on it but it doesn't look tacky. Let's jump in. First thing to do is to outline the area you want to bead on. I'm using my chalk right now to draw the lines, but I notice the line is not so visible, so we're going to use it like that. What I'll do first is to just tie a knot. I started this from the back. I always mention that beading starts from the back. You tie the knot at the back and then you put your needle through to the front. That way the tied knot is at the back and then whatever you're going to be doing is in front. So I first of all put the stud into it. And then what I did was immediately I put the stud, I'm going to be dropping the thread just in front of the stud. So I'll just do that and bring it out to the front again. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting the needle through the channel I put it in the first time. And this right here is what we have. If you look at it it's very strong, it's very much intact, and it's neat. If not for just thread you're just in out there, it's almost invisible. So I'm going to go ahead to put in twist beads, as many as you want, but I haven't even put there. That was like 4 or 5. And then I added another stud bead to it. Now, this is where it gets a little, you have to pay attention. So just make sure that there's no space and then you put the needle right in such a way that there is no dangling space, because any space you leave, the thread is going to show. Let me just turn the back so you see what the back looks like. So this is what it looks like. The first knot at the back. So what we're going to do, we're going to just carefully put the needle back in like so. So now we've done that. We've put it back in. We're going to like bring the bead backward and then stick the needle through the eye of the stud again, and then we pull it. So this is what we have. Strong, solid, is not going anywhere. It looks okay, no hanging threads anywhere. So we're going to repeat the same process. Well, at this time, however you want to now like twist your bead in whatever drawing you have made, whatever pattern you have created, you can start manipulating it from here and all of that. So I went ahead to repeat the process. I just tried to bend it and play with it, here and there. But there's another curved arc I'm going to show you moving forward. So just take a look. So I curved it right here, just a slight bend. But now I'm about to tie. So while I tie it, I'm going to put this needle back in. Now remember that I'm going to show you 2 ways to tie this thing. You either tie it behind the stud, as the stud is the perfect way to hide it. But in case you're not using stud, in case you're using bigger beads, how do you tie it? And that's exactly what I'm going to be showing you right now. So at this point, you can just twist and manipulate it. But I'll show you one quick hack before I show you how to tie. Now, when I got to the end right here, I did the same method of passing the needle in. But what I did was I passed it from the back into the next 2 beads. So that's how I did it right there. Now, at this point, I wanted to create another curve or another curvature here. That's the way I'll put it. So what I just did was to just pull it aside, as you can see, and then I just pulled. So it has given us another shape. So in case you want to do things like, I think I should do a tutorial on how to write like letters and alphabet, like you want to bead and customize your outfit. It could actually work. This method works a lot. So you just pull it that way. If you want to pull it again, that's another way to pull it. Just make sure you identify the point and drag it right there. So that's what I did. I went for that to just keep, so you can just keep doing that to manipulate it and twist it to any direction that you want, to give it the definition that you want and all of that. And as you can see, we're not seeing the red thread. That's the aim. That's the reason for this video. But I don't know. Thank God I'm able to kill several birds with one stone. So that's it right there. So at this point, I think I've made a point that I want to make. I'll just go ahead and do the tie-in. How do we tie this thing in such a way that it will be neat? I've shown you how to tie it behind the stud. Let me now show you how to tie it behind the bead, as tiny as the bead is. As you can see, just take a look at how neat it looks. So when you're seeing the thread, I hid the thread at the back of the stud because it could take it. But we're saying in case there is no stud to hide it, how can we do it? So I'll just quickly put this into two of those beads like that, and then I'll put the needle out. I just put the needle into the back of the fabric like that. So right now we're going to be tying. Remember I told you I was going to do that to just show you. So I just tie the knot like that, and that's it. Press it down and make it strong. And cut out. You can do it 2 times, so that's how I did it. Like I said earlier, find other means to hide it. But if there's no other way to hide it, this right here is a perfect way to hide it. As you can see, it is smooth and it looks neat with zero dangling thread or any thread disrupting it. So let me turn the back. This is what it looks like. Now, if you don't have to hide this thread behind the seam, please don't hide it. Look for someone else to fix it. But I'm doing this because this is what we're working with and there's no other choice. Let me know if this video was useful to you and tell me your favorite design. Thanks for watching my video. See you in my next one. Bye.